Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. I'm your host, Dustin P., creative coach and consultant, and today we are continuing a 4-part series on creating with gratitude and how when we change our perspective, we can increase our creativity, raising our art to a whole new level. Today is part 3 on morning pages and commonplace books. I can't wait to talk to you about it. Let's get into it. Welcome, everyone. I'm so glad that you're here today. Like I said, my name is Dustin P., creative coach and consultant, and I'm so very excited to be continuing this series on creating with gratitude with you. Before we get into it today, I want to remind you that you can follow along with me in everything that I'm doing at Dustin P. on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, all the places like that. If anything that I'm saying during these conversations, during any of the content that I'm dropping here on the blog, anywhere like that, if there's anything that I'm saying that resonates with you and you're like, I need that in my life, I need that in my creativity, I would love for you to go to dustinp.com and click on the Let's Talk button. And there I just want to provide you with a free 30-minute strategy session for us to be able to talk about what it would mean to take your creativity to the next level. Let's talk. Let's do it. Why not? If you're listening to this on an audio podcast platform, thank you so much for listening. I would really love for you to leave a review and do a 5-star rating on that. It really helps the podcast go further and reach more people just like you. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. I would love for you to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. All 3 great things that YouTube allows us to do so that when I post new content, you are the first one to know about it. And I mentioned this on the last episode, but I do have a weekly newsletter. And I know you're like, gosh, not another email. Trust me, y'all, I'm going to send you just one a week. If you subscribe to my newsletter, it's going to be full of just 5 simple things that can take your creativity to the next level that week. It goes out every Sunday afternoon right around lunchtime, and I would love for you to subscribe to that. Go to dustinp.com, click on the newsletter link, and subscribe to that today. So let's get into it today. We're going to talk morning pages and commonplace books, more specifically, morning pages. So you're probably asking yourself, what in the world is morning pages? Well, morning pages is a journaling concept that came to us by way of Julia Cameron, an author and artist, and her book that she released in 1995 called The Artist's Way. I love this book. I've read it at least once, maybe twice already. I've done the journal with it. I've done the discussion guide with a couple other people as well. It's fantastic. And in that, she talks about this concept of journaling called morning pages. Now, morning pages, as she describes it, are 3 pages of longhand writing, which means you're going to write it with your hand and a pen or a pencil or some type of brush or stroke or something. You're not going to type it out. Longhand stream of consciousness writing, which means you're not going to think twice about what you're writing. You're just, if it comes to your mind, you're going to write it down. You're not going to edit yourself as you're doing the writing. It's not that type of writing. And it's done first thing in the morning because psychologically we know that our brains are the most attuned and accurate and freshly rested first thing in the morning. And so our thoughts first thing in the morning can tell us a lot about what's going on inside of us. And so, listen, there is no wrong way to do morning pages. Morning pages is an exercise that I practiced for a long time, and then I got away from it. And I'm going to be honest with you, just recently, I just started it back up again. And it's been wildly helpful in me creating from a place of gratitude rather than constant frustration or anxiety. Here's how morning pages has helped me and how I believe it can help you. It's a great warm-up for my mind for the day. So other things I do to warm up in the morning, I'll do a Peloton ride, things like that. I want to get my mind going. I'm going to get the neurons firing, those types of things. But a great warm up for my mind is to do morning pages, to write out these 3 pages longhand. Now, if it's 2.5 pages, if it's 3.5 pages, it doesn't matter. Just commit to doing it. It doesn't take as long as you think it does. But the bonus part of this is that it's not with a screen. I'm not starting my day off with a screen in my face, typing or working along like that. The second way I think that morning pages has helped me, and what I think it can help you in as well, is to remove some mental distractions. We know that Brene Brown has these things that she calls the story that I'm telling myself, and in that she's working out her SFDs, which are the really bad first drafts version of what's going on in her head. I love the fact that when I do morning pages, it allows me to get that really crappy first draft out without having to let it stay and stew inside my mind. I'm able to observe it for what it is and go, well, that's not accurate. Okay, I can be done with that. I can get it out of my system and move on. A third thing that I really gained from morning pages, and I think you will as well, is it allows you to stay focused on what really matters. It allows me a chance to reflect what's on my mind and to get rid of the junk and to keep the focus, some things that I've committed myself to, some goals, some areas of alignment. You'll be amazed at the things that'll come to your mind during your morning pages that you may thought you forgot about or weren't as important, and then you realize just how important they really are when you're writing. Listen, I'm going to encourage you to start this process immediately. Like I said, so many times I have stopped this process for whatever reason. It was not a good excuse. And then when I got back into it, I was considering like, well, one day I'll get back into it. But the main thing is that you need to eliminate excuses that will keep you from becoming more grateful for all that you've been given and all the opportunities that you have to create your best work. And morning pages is a great way to begin to create from a place of gratitude rather than exhaustion or frustration or anxiety. So I want to challenge you in this short episode this week to try it out for 7 days in a row. See that it will begin to take effect. It's going to be something that you're going to have to stick with for a minute, but it will take lots of effort in the beginning. If you're like me, your hand will start to cramp and you're just like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I'm cut out for handwriting anymore. I left that in the 3rd grade. Trust me, it is worth it. If you stick with it, you can see some incredible results. So if you're watching, listening, however you're doing this, I would love you to drop a comment, message me on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn, and just let me know how morning pages are going for you. Maybe you've already been into this season or you've gotten out of the season of morning pages. I want to encourage you to get back into it today. It is a great way for you to begin to create from a place of gratitude as you begin to warm up your mind for the day, remove mental distractions, and stay focused on what really matters. Next week, we're going to finish up the Creating from Gratitude series. I'm super excited to be able to do that with you as we go into Thanksgiving. I just want to offer a message of thanks to you. So next week, tune in. It's going to be about you, and the listeners here and watchers of the content, and we're going to get into maybe some things that are going to be coming up in the next few months as we roll into 2024. Thank you all so much for listening, watching, subscribing, all the things. We'll talk to you next time on Creativity Made Easy.